And so it's really, really important to remember that this data, this getting at the top of Google business, is so much more than just being on Google's website. I mean, as we sit here, there is someone inventing, probably 1,000 people inventing some sort of hardware that allows you to access data from Google. Because think about it, nowadays, most people are using technology to do their research. When somebody's trying to figure out where are we going to stay, on our holiday vacation, they are using the internet. They're using their phones. When people are trying to figure out who am I going to hire to come and help me, exterminate the bed bugs, whatever. I mean, with very, very few exceptions, we use the internet. We use our phones. We use technology to do that research. And the thing that makes this so amazing is Google is just giving you these gifts. I mean, we have clients that we optimized a page for them years ago, 4 or 5 years ago, and that page still ranks #1, even though we're long gone. And that page is still generating revenue for them. So, this game of Google saying, okay, let me show you these ads and let me get people to advertise, but I'm also going to, for free, offer you a chance to offer your goods and services to people doing their research on our Google website and Google partners. It's a really amazing opportunity that you really cannot afford to miss out on. And so you have what is called a crawler or a spider. I like to think of it as the Evelyn Wood speed spider. And basically what she's doing is the software from Google is crawling through the internet and reading everything that it can. She's reading your footer. She's reading, of course, the content on the page. She's also reading the code. And she's reading it, obviously, incredibly quickly. And she is beginning to build a profile on you with the mathematical algorithm which does the ranking. So Google's customer has gone and typed in a search query because they're doing their research, and Google's obligation is to figure out who is the expert. It's just a little expert finding machine. And the game of SEO is to show Google that you are the expert, you are the one, you are the only one that people are looking for a particular, for these goods or services that they're doing their research on. That is, playing the game of Google in a nutshell. How are you going to convince Google that you are the one? Well, they're not going to tell us what their secret sauce is. They're not going to tell us their code, right? Or then we would just go off and create another Google. But we do know that they say that they've got about 200 things that they're looking for. And some of the things that they're looking for, they give a lot of weight to, like how old your website is. That's important. Some of the things like your alt image tags, that those little things, those little boxes that pop up when you put your mouse over a picture, gives you a little caption. Those alt image tags, well, that's in the code, so she is reading it, but they're not giving it a lot of weight. So there's 200 things that you need to look for, but really, if you focus on these 4 things that I'm teaching you today, if you just focus on these, you will see results. You will see a change. And so you can see that if all you focus on, if all you think about is, how am I going to make a website that is useful to people? How am I going to make a website that is a great resource? Well, Google is going to follow suit with the user and be convinced of that as well, because you will have shown people when they land on your homepage that you know what you're talking about. You know what your goods and services are really about. And if you do that for the user, then you will be doing it for Google as well. And there are not that many pieces of the HTML code that make a big difference in your search rankings. They're just a few, and that's what we're going to talk about today. Now, for those of you who are taking this class and you're kind of new to all this stuff, I am going to talk about HTML and the browser. And basically, the HTML is just the code that speaks to your browser, whether you're using Safari or Firefox or Internet Explorer. And you've got this very creative HTML, and it's talking to the browser, huh? And they're saying to the browser, "Get ready, I am about to show you a website." "All right, bring it on," says the browser. "It is a green background, and that is in this line of code." "All right, green background, you got it. What's next?" "There is a logo on the top left." "All right, logo, put it there." So the HTML is the language that speaks to the browser. And that is what Google is going to read, as well as the on-page text. And I'm going to show you some tips that things that you can implement today that will make a difference in the HTML and the search engine, and therefore your search engine rankings.